Sean Harley, Rock Solid Nutrition. All right, so tell me about the Omaha Pro show.
Well, we just got done. This is one of the biggest pro classic physique shows to date. I think we had 22 guys, so it was a stacked class. And I don't know if everybody thought Omaha was maybe a little off the map. They'd come here and get an easy show in, but really big group, really good guys. I finished in the top 10. Didn't get the top 5 I wanted, but you know, what do you do? It's the nature of this game.
Tell me a little bit about your prep. How long did you prep for it? And give us a few of your special Sean Harley tricks and techniques.
Yeah, well, this was a little unique prep for me. It was my first time prepping with my new coach, Darren Mailing, up from Canada, and the Freak Fitness crew. And he was great, amazing. He took me to my heaviest ever in the off season. I got up to 230, which I'd never been, and then brought me back down to I think one of my best physiques on stage yet. And so having him in my corner has been a huge help, and I learned a lot of new tricks and little tips from him. And so we did things a little bit differently than I have in the past, and everything worked, man. He helped me come in right on time. There was a little bit of a crunch there. I was weighing pretty heavy here towards the end, and so we had to really pick up the cardio and lower those carbs these last couple weeks to get a hard push the last like 2 weeks and drop some of that extra slop. But the way it timed out, man, I couldn't have been happier. Just really peak week hit, and I just started shredding again, and it tightened up nice.
Those guys out there that just hate that cardio and all of that, can you help them to make that work? What's the importance of doing the cardio and the different types of cardio, and just a quick little tip about that?
Well, you know, cardio is going to burn fat, burn calories. You got to eat calories too. You got to feed your muscles, right? And so you can't just starve yourself and not eat and not do cardio to be in a caloric deficit. So you got to eat, you got to run those nutrients through, and then we got to burn them off, and then some with the
manage to stay full.
Fat.
So a lot of guys do so much cardio that they come in so lean, they lose all their hard work. How did you manage to stay so full?
Well, this last peak week, I actually had to do a pretty long deplete coming in because I had to make weight, and so I was super flat coming in on Thursday, and then it wasn't until Friday I started to eat a couple carbs. I only had like 2 meals before my afternoon weigh-ins, and then after that I made weigh-ins. I was in the clear. I could kind of turn on the heat with the carbs, and so it was really a last push for me. But Darren did a good job of getting me carved up in that amount of time. We just kind of stuck to my same diet foods. You don't want to start eating a bunch of cheeseburgers and candy quite yet because your stomach's not used to it. You've been on this clean diet for weeks. You start throwing in a bunch of garbage, you're going to get bloated and you're going to feel like crap. And so we kept it clean. We just stacked in the carbs every couple hours. We were putting down about 60 to 80 carbs and just let that kind of soak overnight, and woke up to a huge breakfast this morning of pancakes and eggs and syrup and butter that never tasted so good, and it all hit pretty good for me during my pump up backstage. Well, I'm pretty excited here, and I'm glad that we kind of got this show out of the way so I could get my focus back to where it needs to be on Rock Solid. And exciting things coming up. We've got our new pre-pump coming out here in a week or two, and this has been long awaited, and everybody's pretty excited for it and frustrated that it hasn't been in yet. And so that's coming. Really good formula in that. We reformulated it. We've got like a full 5 grams of creatine. We've got a full gram of carnitine, 5 grams of citrulline in there. And so really powerful ingredients at quantities that actually work, not just any of that pixie dusting that you see in a lot of other brands. So really excited for that product to drop. And then we got our EAA pump coming out too. It's out of stock right now because it's been so popular. We've had a crazy rush on it, and I think there may be a couple bottles on Amazon a guy could get if you got there quick. But that's out of stock now too, and that's coming back.
Where, if we want to find you on Instagram, social media, where can we find you?
My social media handle is Rock Solid Harley on most channels. We're going to try to keep it a little tight. We got to do photos tomorrow. Shooting with my boy Steven Smith, shooting with my boy Brian Hall here from Omaha. And then next week we're flying out to Arizona. We're going to be shooting again, hopefully get some magazine material and get some good submission material there. And then we want to try to keep it tight for the summer. I don't want to go work this hard and then get all sloppy just because I'm not getting on stage. So we'll see what we can do, find that happy medium.